All right, boys and girls, we are going to be doing math lesson 9.7, and it says I can subtract using models or drawings and strategies based on place value. I can show my work. So today we're not focusing on the models, but we're really focusing on some strategies, okay? The models that we used, remember our previous lesson, were the models we were talking about where we're using the base 10 blocks. I kind of previewed it in our lesson where we're going to expand it. That's going to be our strategy today, where we can show our work, okay? So it's really going to be not the model itself, but the drawing will be the expanded form. So on the previous lesson, we did 45 minus 22. And when we did 45, 22, we used base 10 blocks to be able to, I shouldn't do the hundreds. We did base 10 blocks to be able to take the tens and build the number. Today, we're actually going to work with the idea or the strategy of using expanded form. So we ask ourselves, is 45 larger than 22? Yes, it is. So we can subtract, and we're just going to expand that number just like what we did in our previous lesson. It's kind of a preview. Miss Foster was ahead of herself. And we're going to subtract out 20 plus the 2, which is 22. Okay? So from there, we can subtract. And remember, this is the actual function of this is what we're doing for the math is we're subtracting. This addition in the middle of it is just letting you know what the number is. Okay, so we're subtracting out 22 from 45. So 5 minus 2 equals 3, and 40 minus 20 equals 20, and 20 plus the 3, my answer is 23. So this is what we're going to be using. We've done this before. It's kind of a review. Miss Foster kind of did a lesson earlier, but I felt like you needed it for the page to complete to be able to understand how to trade. Get out Math Journal page 234 and 235. Miss Foster tore hers out of the book so that I can work with it with you guys. Put TKA at the top of the page, both pages, because you will be working with Miss Foster on those pages. All right, so we will be working with ballpark estimate again. This is part 2 of the lesson. On the previous lesson, we used our base 10 blocks. Today, we're going to be using expanded form. So for each problem, do the following. Write a number model to show the ballpark estimate, and write each number in expanded form. Go ahead and underline that. That's your reminder. All right, so we are going to be solving usage trade, expand and trade subtraction. So here's our example. Number 1 says 45 minus 27 equals question mark. We need to make a ballpark estimate first. They kept their 45 as is, which is fine. You can do that, or you could have bumped it up to 50. It doesn't matter, but they kept it at 45. 45 minus 20 and equals, doing the ballpark estimate equals 25. That's our estimate. Now we're actually going to come down here and do the math, and we're going to expand out the number. 45 is 40 plus a 5, and 27 is 20 plus a 7. So now you are going to say 5 minus 7, which I can't do, so that's where they crossed it out and they traded or borrowed a set of 10, which is now 30, and they added it. Looks like that when Miss Foster says put it in your brain, it's plus 10. Plus 10 to that 5 gives you 15. So 15 minus 7 is 8, and 30 minus 20 is 10. 10 plus 8 equals 18, so my answer is 18. My ballpark estimate was 25, so that's pretty close. It's within the 10 range, so that's pretty good. All right, let's do number 2 together. All right. 31 minus 17 equals question mark. So ballpark estimate 31, closer to 30 or 40. Good job. Subtract. And 17, closer to 10 or 20. 20. 30 minus 20 equals roughly 10 is going to be my ballpark estimate. All right, so now we're going to take this and we're going to put our number top over bottom. And we start with our larger number, 31 minus 17. And now let's expand it out. 30 plus a 1, 10 plus a 7. Draw my line and put your subtraction mark. You make it really dark so you can remind yourself that you're subtracting, okay? So I can't say 1 minus 7, so I'm going to have to trade this. This now becomes a 20. And over here in my brain, this is plus 10. That's a group. 10 plus a 1 gives me 11, okay? So now 11 minus 7 equals, good job, 4. And 20 minus 10 equals 10. So 10 plus 4 equals 14. And my ballpark estimate was 10. So that was a good ballpark estimate to know that I'm doing my problem correctly. All right, so that is number 2. I want you to do number 3 and to try this. We will check number 3 together, but I'm going to have you check to see that number 4, you have done it correctly. Mom's going to check that one for me, okay? All right, so pause the video and I want you to do number 3 on your own. Let's check our work. Ballpark estimate, 72 minus 49. Did you put 70 minus 50 equals 20? Good job. Now let's actually write it 72 minus 49 over top over bottom. Expand the number, 70 plus a 2, 40 plus a 9. Make my subtraction column really dark so I know I'm subtracting. I have to trade, so my 70 becomes a 60. My 2 over here plus 10 in my brain becomes a 12. Okay, so 12 minus 9 equals 3, and 60 minus 40 equals 20. 20 plus a 3 equals 23. Did you get that? Go check mark. Good job. All right, have your mom check your, well, we'll just check it. I was gonna have your mom check it, but we'll check it together. All right, did you put, for your ballpark estimate, did you say 130? Or you could have put 100 minus 50 equals, so I took that 13. 13 minus 5 gives me 8, and then I add my 0. Did you get that ballpark estimate? Good job. All right, so now let's put 126 minus 48. Okay. I'm going to expand my number out. 100 plus 20 plus 6 minus, go over here to my tens, 48. Okay. So now this number is 6 cannot subtract, 8 cannot subtract from 6, so I'm having to change these two. This now becomes a 10, and this becomes a 16. Okay, I'm already looking ahead. I cannot subtract 10 minus 40, so I'm going to get rid of that 100 and bring it over here. So now I have 110 plus, I'm subtracting 4, so 16 minus 8 is 8. 110 minus 40, look at it this way, make it simple. 11 minus 4 equals 7. Bring down your 0, and your answer is 78. Did you get that? Give yourself a check. Good job. All right, so take these 2 pages to mom, let her check over and make sure your math is correct, have her sign off on it, and guess what? That is our math lesson for today. Pretty short and sweet, because we've been doing all this prep work. We know how to do it. Closing out our short math lesson, let's go back over our target for 9.7. I can subtract using models or drawings and strategies. We're The model that we were using is the expand form, and the strategy was to be able to show all of our work. So 45 minus 22, you're expanding the number out on both of them, subtracting it out, and coming up with your answer. So it's kind of a short, sweet lesson because we have been practicing these ideas before the lesson even came up, because I know that you're ready for it. So have a good day.